So if you're like me, just waiting for the next Pokemon game like Winds and Waves, and you're looking for something new to grind, I might have found the game for you. A few friends recommended this Minecraft server to me called Dystoria. It runs on Cobblemon, and it actually has a bunch of custom features that I think every Pokemon fan would enjoy. And yeah, before you ask me, it's completely free to play friendly. Like, there's literally nothing you can buy that gives you an advantage. Just cosmetics and roles that give commands you can eventually earn anyways. So just a disclaimer, I'm not sponsored or anything, nobody asked me to make this video. I just genuinely enjoyed playing on the server and thought it'd be worth sharing. I've been on Dystoria for about 2 weeks now with around 8 days of total playtime, so I've had enough time to actually see how the server works and what it's like long term. So with that said, here's why I think Dystoria might be one of the most free to play friendly servers right now. I'm gonna start with the feature that stood out to me the most, and that's how shinies work on this server. Instead of just one shiny version for each Pokemon, there are actually three tiers. They have shiny, shinier, and shiniest, with shiny being the most common and shiniest being the rarest. The shinier and shiniest version aren't just reused designs from other servers. No, they're custom made specifically for Dystoria. So they actually look different from the usual Cobblemon shinies that you're used to. Unfortunately, not every Pokemon has their own shinier or shiniest variants. But what's cool is you can actually suggest designs for them in the Dystoria Discord server. So the community has a say in what future shinies will look like, which I think is pretty cool. The next feature is something I think a lot of you, especially competitive players, are gonna love. This server has player run gyms. Every type you can think of has its own gym leader and its own custom built gym. And some of these gyms are actually insane. Like this ghost gym, for example. The first time I saw it, I was honestly just stuck looking around for a bit. It looks way better than what you'd expect from a typical server. Now, since these are real players, you do have to wait for gym leaders to be online and ask if they're down to battle. Most of them are, but sometimes they're busy doing their own thing, so you might have to come back later. And the battle themselves aren't easy either. You're going up against actual players who know what they're doing. So matches can take a while and actually require some strategy. But if you do beat them, there are a lot of rewards. You get gym badges to collect, and you can even get marks on your Pokemon, which basically shows that you beat that gym using that specific Pokemon. And yeah, this one surprised me a bit. The server actually has their own custom Pokemons, or what they call fake mons. There are over 50 of them and they all have their own unique designs. So it adds a lot of freshness, especially if you've already played a lot of Cobblemon. And on top of that, you still have all the original Pokemon from Generation 1 all the way to Generation 9. So it's not replacing anything, it's just adding more to the game. You can also Mega Evolve and use their abilities during fights, so battles feel a lot more dynamic compared to the usual setup. It just makes every fight feel a bit different instead of the same matchups over and over again. So earlier I mentioned that there are a few things you can buy with real money, and I want to go over those pretty quickly. So one of them is custom roles. You can buy them on the server and they give you access to commands like slash fly. But the important part is you can unlock those same commands just by playing. For example, the slash fly command can be unlocked by completing 80% of the Pokédex. And that only took me around 3 days of total playtime to achieve. So it's not something locked behind a paywall per se, you just get it faster if you decide to buy it. Another thing you can buy are server-wide shiny boosts. Not personal ones, these apply to everyone on the server. So if anything, it actually benefits the whole community. And it's also worth mentioning, shinies don't give any competitive advantage. They're purely cosmetic, just something you can flex on the other players. You can also buy skin bundles for your Pokemon. But there are events in the server that gives out cosmetics and skins for free as well. Like right now, there's actually an Easter event going on, where you can get themed skins for both your characters and your Pokemons. So there's honestly a lot more features in the server that I didn't get to cover in this video. So if you're interested, I'd really recommend just trying it out for yourself. One thing I did notice though, the community is actually really welcoming. People are usually down to help you out, whether that's giving you a few materials to start your base, or even helping you get started with some Pokemon. Of course, begging for stuff is very discouraged, but if you're new and just need a bit of help starting out, people are generally pretty chill about it. The server isn't huge either, there's usually around 15 players online at a time, and it peaks at around 40 to 50 people. So it feels more like a tight community rather than something overcrowded. They also host player run tournaments pretty often, with solid rewards, and it's a good way to test your team and actually interact with other players. It's not just grinding the whole time, you actually get moments where you compete and connect with other people. So thank you for watching, and I hope to see you on Dystoria. Peace out and much love.